not doing something if you see someone else being bullied, putting yourself down, putting others down, and also not listening when someone's trying to tell you something. So can anyone here tell me an example of that from our show today? Just pop your hands up. Got a brave brother down the back.
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying, yeah, that's a huge one. My character was getting cyberbullied by Phoebe's character. And in real life, Phoebe's really lovely. We're really good friends.
Helping others.
That's a good way to counteract offensive violence. Yeah, definitely. Anyone else got examples? Violence, yeah, absolutely. My character almost got into a violent situation. Yep. No deal. Yep. Yes. Racism, yeah, absolutely. That was Kyle's character. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Oh, my boyfriend. But that's okay. I'm sure they'll be very happy together. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, guys. And so we've actually got a few stories of our own to tell as well that add on to what we've seen in the show. So I think I'm going to hand over to Jordan.
Okay. Hey guys, I used to actually come here in 2005. I was with the 9 brothers. Is this the middle school? Yeah. Okay. And yeah. So my bullying story started when I was 8. And I was bullied by my dad, and boys around me. I guess I was just pressured in being the typical Samoan boy. And I was pressured into being the rugby player, being real athletic, just being real good at sports and stuff. And always had a hard time for my dad because I didn't like any of those. But my younger brother, he was all of that stuff, so he would treat him way better than me because simply I was born weird. I hate rugby, I didn't like sports, I'm real lazy, I didn't like running or anything. But, so my grandma, she saw this and she wanted to do something with me. She didn't want me staying home, watching TV, eating my cuddle or something like that. And so she forced me to go to the gym with her. And she made me do aerobics. You guys know what that is? Yeah. And it was actually there I found my love for dance. And I've been dancing harder ever since then. But still now, I'm still pressured in being the typical Samoan boy, people also ask me, how come you don't play rugby? What's wrong with you? How come you don't play sports? Want to dance? So I guess, I want you guys to know that you have a choice. I chose to be who I am. Something I always say to people is be the victim of the victim. You know, you can choose to sulk, you can choose to complain about the people judging you and stuff, or you can choose to be victorious in who you are. You can choose to accept that, yeah, I hate rugby, or whatever you do, and just totally have the courage to block out everyone else that says otherwise. So I just want to leave this. Everyone go like this. Everyone like this. And say, I have a choice. I have a choice. I have a choice. I have a choice. I am victorious. I am victorious. I have the right to be whatever I want. I have the right to be whatever I want. Nice. Thank you.
Hey guys, just before I start my story, I just want to take this time to acknowledge God and thank Him for the opportunity to come and perform So my story starts when I was very young. I used to get bullied a lot by my uncles and my cousins and stuff, much older cousins. They used to run around and be real playful and I'd be smart and stuff. Hey, that again, I'm dying. Slapping me around and stuff, and I kind of grew up with it, and it kind of built like a kind of not an anger, but like it just made me want respect, just like how they got respect. So as I went, I started high school, third form. Started a new class, and it was in the Erickson's class. So I started verbally abusing people back in class from third form. So I was a really good mocker, really good with words. And when people were mocking me, I was like, boom. Already had a mock, boom. No one could touch me in class, and then I did that all the way to fourth form. And then I started getting beat up. I started getting bullied for bullying others. So it's kind of like a chain effect. And I kind of finished high school, and I still took that with me. I was like, there's got to be a way that I can express myself without hurting others. And acting is kind of my safe haven. It's my passion, my baby. I love acting. I chose this life because I chose to leave all that behind and move further my career in acting. And so, yeah, I'm here now. But something I want to leave with you guys is that when you walk through those gates of Kelston Boys High, you leave everything behind. You leave your ego, you leave your hatred, your bad words, you leave it outside of school. Because when you come into this auditorium, to this space, Kelston Boys High, this is like a gridiron field. This we can become gods, we can become titans, where you can be safe. Teachers can nurture you. What I mean by safe is, when you play games, you have to get to the green zone, like the shooting games. This is the green zone. This is where you feel safe. You need to respect each other, because you want to be growing up with each other and possibly all finish school together. To wisdom with honor, my brothers.
A big form of passive violence, like someone said before, is racism. So I'm going to tell you about the first time I encountered racism. I was 6 years old, and it was a lunchtime at school, and there was a boy in the class above me. He came at me at lunchtime, and I was just minding my own business, eating my lunch, whatever. And he starts going, "Hey, chink! Hey, little chink! Chinky chink!" And I was like, what? So I don't know what it meant. So I went home that evening, and asked my mum what it meant. I was like, "Hey, Mum, what's chink mean?" She's like, "Don't ever say that word. It's such a bad word to say." I said, "Okay, but what does it mean?" And she explained to me it's a really, really bad word to call a Chinese person. So I said, whoa, that's not cool that he called me that. So I got really angry about it. He has no right to be calling me names and to make me feel bad about what my heritage is. So I got really angry, and I waited for about lunchtime the next day. So he came to me, I knew he was going to come to me, and started doing it again. He's like, hey, chink. And so I went to him and was like, "You shut up!" That was it. That's what I did to him. That was my angry comeback. But it was still an angry comeback. And so he was like, and then he got angry at me again, because I'd got angry at him. So he went and told his teacher that I'd hit him. Yeah. And his teacher pulled me out of class and ripped me to shreds and made me apologize to him. I was like, I didn't even do it. Sorry, Vic. Fine. But that wasn't enough for him. So he went and then told the principal that I'd hit him again. So the principal took me into her office, and this is showing my age now. And she was like, "Don't you ever hit anyone!" And started smacking me. So, I cried. So, do you guys remember how Gandhi was mentioned in our play? Does some of you know who Gandhi is? Some of you do, though, right? So Gandhi is a wise man. Gandhi said that passive violence fuels the fire to physical violence. So to stop physical violence, we have to cut off the fuel supply. So we have to cut out passive violence. So in terms of my story, it was his passive violence by his racism, and my passive violence by my angry retort to him, and then his more passive violence by the lying and telling on me and saying that I hit him, ended up in physical violence for me, by getting a whack by the principal, which is not fun. So do any of you out there have any ideas of how we can help fight against passive violence? Other ways to get around it?
A good man over here said before helping others. That was a really good example of that. Thank you.
How we can stop passive violence, how we can fight it. But Isaac's got a story that's going to help explain ways you can do it, how to get around it.
Hey guys, pretty simple for me to stop the feel of, to stop passive violence. For my story was pretty much respect others and as well as myself, respect myself and respecting others. And in the show, in the beginning of the show, I said my family loves boxing. It's true. I grew up in a boxing family, mixed martial arts. You know, my older brother, he plays with All Blacks in my mom. You guys know him? Yeah, he's like the worst. I don't know how he became in the beginning of my story, I was taught at a very young age, boxing, the crafting of boxing. What was taught to me inside the ring, I was doing that outside. I was doing that at school. I was doing that on the street, beating other people up on the school, passing them for 1 ounce. And I was bad at it. I didn't know that I was beating myself up more. And the more I was beating other, all these other kids, I was beating them up, I was beating myself up more because I ended up learning. And you know what it is. When you watch your boys, oh, you're tough. You want to learn. Me, it was opposite. When I was alone, I didn't show anyone respect. What was taught to me in the ring, I used it outside. And that was the worst decision I made for my young years when I was your guys' age. And I just want to encourage you guys to respect others and respect yourselves as well. Also, want to encourage you guys, even how, no matter how small and how big the problem is, situations that you're in, just walk away. Ignore it. Talk to your teachers, your counselors around. There's many ways of cutting that passive violence. And I just want to say, for me, forgiveness was a big part of my life as well. This dude poked me in the nose for Samala with a hammer. Boom! I know who the guy is now. And I forgave him. And the day means my happiness, which is here. Being a voice, it's great opportunity to be able to share our stories and our messages for you, the young ones. And there's also a different, than respect, confidence, and arrogance. And I just like to pass it over to you. So you can touch on that, guys.
Oh, yes. Okay, so now there is actually an exhibition coming to your school next week with a whole lot of information about Parihaka and about Gandhi and about passive violence, so check it out, it's really amazing. Also, if you guys have any questions for us, we're going to be around packing up for about another 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so feel free to come up if you're allowed to from your teachers, come and have a quick chat to us. Now there's, guys, listening? There's a couple of websites that you can check out as well. There's www.vov.com, which stands for Victory Over so www.icappeaks.org. And if you guys want to leave us any comments or any other questions, there's a Facebook page as well, Facebook iChoose Aotearoa. So we'd love to hear from you guys. And I think that is us. Thank you guys so much for having us.
I'd just like to say what I said at the end. Remember it. I said, your real strength lies within your heart, not in your fist. I just want you guys to remember that. Your real strength lies within your heart, not in your fist. Right?
Boys, we've just got a couple of minutes. I've just got one further thing to say that's actually come from watching this again this morning. First of all, say it was brilliant. Okay, the progression you guys have obviously made in the past week in presenting it. It's been great to be one of the 10 schools involved. I've already spoken with Greg. I think there's so many more things that could be done. But I think, guys, this morning we have enhanced our 4 values. Right? We've seen an excellent performance. Right? Although you've enjoyed yourself, I believe in most part we've shown the necessary respect to the people here. And I would probably say that of the 20, 25 people who have come this morning associated with iChoose, that we can now probably add them to the Kelston whānau. Can you show your final appreciation? Remain seated, guys, and then we'll let you get off to morning input. A final round of applause, please.